So we are in Vancouver, Washington, and you are in my home in my beloved picture room. How this kind of got started was 5 years ago when my mom and dad moved down south. I digitized all their photos so that they could have them with them. Once my mom realized I could do that, she called me and said, would you be willing to take Grandma's photos? And I said, absolutely. I've been wanting those photos since I was a little girl. I know that these pictures were special to her. I just feel that it was a calling. I think that my grandma just didn't do all this work just for it to sit in a room somewhere. She wanted her legacy to move on. And for me, this is kind of a passion. Even if no one saw it, I would still do it. My grandmother is Dorothy, and she came from a hardworking farm family. She was born during the Depression years and had 9 brothers and sisters. And she started developing a love of photography from her grandfather, who was a professional photographer. And when she, I can't remember, 10 or 12, she wrote an essay for the Spokesman Review and won a camera. And that's where her love of photography really kicked in. And then she also was a bit of a historian and enjoyed taking pictures of everybody's life. We have over 80 albums, and I want to say 5,000 to 6,000 slides. There are photo albums ranging from the late 1800s, and they go all the way to 2003, a year before she died. So this album is from 1942 to 1945, which is just about the World War II era. And what I love about this is that at the beginning of it, you know, everyone's happy, and when you get about halfway to the album, you start seeing men in military uniforms saying that they're going to war. And I have a great uncle, Heman, who was lost at war, and we actually have his missing in action from the Davenport Times in here. And so it was June 18th, 1942 when he went missing in action. This is one of my favorite albums so far that I've done, just because there's so much history, not only for our family, but actual history. Well, my aunt had started this project, and she was taking just a scanner and putting one picture in at a time, and it was taking so long. And so I started Googling how to scan in pictures faster, and then that's when I found Photomyne. This is what saves my life. So what I normally do is add a new album. I don't have to scan each individual picture. And then you just hold it down for 3 seconds, and it'll separate each individual picture, and it adds it to an album. I can also colorize the photo if I want to. And that's just with a simple click of a button. It's that fast. And there's the picture colorized. You can see that it was actually a blue and white dress. You can see more definition into her
That's
little,
amazing.
like it could be in Life magazine.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. That's my grandma right there. For me personally, the thing that I've enjoyed the most is getting to know my grandparents, specifically my grandmother. I get to know her as a teenager and a little girl, playing with her cats. All those kind of things are things that I never would have thought I would get to see. Meeting my grandfather, to me, that's very special. Getting to see her as a young girl in love, going out with him, those are the things that are so special to me that I wish I could talk to my grandma about. You know, what did you guys do on your first date? I'll never be able to ask her that, but there's pictures. And so it's so interesting to see that portion of her. And that's what excites me about this project. If you have grandmas or sisters that can tell the stories, tell those stories behind those pictures, because that is the only thing that will live on. That's what needs to be passed down.